7:14 in the morning on Sunday, and I am finished my routine, my morning routine, and I'm up early. So I wanted to talk with you guys. Hello. Hi. How you doing? I'm making some plantain for this morning, and then I'm going to make my drink. But I think my dad took this out, so I said I'll make it for him. But anyways, how are you guys doing? Are you up yet? So there's a lot, as we know, continues to go on, but I wanted to be a bit more positive, and I know that a lot of change is coming, and hey, and a lot of things are happening. So sometimes we are so overwhelmed by what we're seeing that it's hard for us to think clearly. So, look at that, I messed up my, I'm trying to open this up, but it's not opening. Here we go. Hi, Super Sharpshooter. Hello, good morning. If you guys are new to me, I am Najim Persai-Ali. I'm a spiritual life coach, health and wellness consultant, intuitive reader, Reiki master. I'm an author of a book called Kali, Kill Anxiety, Live Immensely. You can check out those that I'm talking about in my bio. Just click the link in my bio and you'll see everything, and click on and see what you want to learn more about or get if you want to get my book or whatever. So I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I wanted to come in here and talk a bit about, because some people have been asking me about these spiritual classes I'm planning to do. I'm still seeing how many people will be interested, because I need at least 5 people to do the class. And so far, I have a few people interested, but I want to know who else, and to DM me or to leave it in the comment section down below this video if you're interested in learning about, especially with what's going on today with the unfairness of Black lives and stuff. But I wanted to do something where it will empower you, right? Learning about your ancestry, learning about your spiritual walk, your spiritual journey, like why you're here, understanding why you're here. What are these things that are happening? Because if you see what's going on, you can see a lot of it was strategized. A lot of it is planned out strategically. It wasn't just a coincidence that we were quarantined. It wasn't a coincidence that the knee killing of 3 Black men all over the world to ignite protests, to ignite rioting, looting, and ultimately a military or martial law against the people. If you really look at it, George Floyd shook, right, the whole place. But also, it happened in Paris as well, with another Black man that was kneed, and that same look that the police officer had with Floyd, of being calm and like a nonchalant, like I've done this so many times before look. But also the same type of photo setup was done in Paris, France, and I think it's England. No, I don't think it's England. It's one other country in Europe that this was done. So it's 3 black men, they did this too, across the globe, to ignite this, right? So there's video of it, you see it, and it's like, and now more videos are coming out of what we're seeing of chokeholds, even when they're not fighting you, they're not doing anything, they're just making sure that you're dead. They're killing you on the spot. There's so many videos being shown of them using the chokehold or the knee and killing black men and black women on purpose, even when they're handcuffed, they're not fighting, but they're taking lives. So it's just another type of lynching that if you look at history in the beginning of when slavery was abolished, white people of that time went buku crazy because now their thought was revenge, right? But what majority of the people who were slave blacks, they just wanted their freedom, right? They just wanted to live. They just wanted to remove themselves from whatever they were going through, all that stuff they went through, and just peacefully go live. But you see, when guilt hit the soul, when guilt hit a person's mind and heart, they start to panic, right? And they start to scheme and plot, right? And that's what happened. So back then, why this whole police situation has happened, it's coming from a plantation perspective. They only created policing because once the slaves were free to leave the plantation, their nervous asses got so crazy that, oh my God, they're going to come after me for all that I did to them, everything I put them through, and now they have the opportunity to take me out. No. And there were so many of these people that were these plantation owners, right, were just really upset and really panicking when they gathered together with their meetings while everybody sleep, gathered together and stuff, and had these meetings like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We got to come up with something. Oh my God, like, they're going to come after us. We don't know when they're going to come after us. We have to watch them. We have to see what's going on. And so this whole thing started of policing. We got the KKK involved to strategize and set up what we call now the police department, right? Back then it was policing a lot of the slaves on the plantation, but then it went to like kick mode, where it was like, no, now that they're free, no, we gotta see what's going on, we gotta keep our ears to them because they go to come after us. And so you had police now, this whole empire created. So what they did was created every single thing. I mean, if you looked at a white woman, you went to jail. If you went and drink at the fountain, the wrong fountain, you went to jail. If they caught you or they made up whatever, if you look at them sideways, you went to jail. If you said hi to a white woman, you went to jail. It was every single thing. If you walked down this part of the street, you went to jail. If you were seen at a certain time of the night and you're not supposed to be there, you went to jail, right? And so they created every single little thing. You couldn't live. So you're on hype mode, right? You're in survival mode, right? You're always in this panic, anxiety is super high, and you're living in this tense situation every single day. All they did today in our modern generation, they've been continuing it. The difference is now we got cameras. The difference is now we got, you know, people now stepping up and not being afraid to, like, I'm gonna film you, nigga. You know, I'm gonna film you and see what you're doing, and I'm gonna make sure everybody else sees it. This is my way of evidence, because before cameras, we didn't see anything. You'll hear people disappear, people lynch, you can't find the bodies, you don't know what happened, right? Especially in the South, you wouldn't even know where anyone is, right? All you know, your husband, your wife, your kids did not show up, right? They didn't come home. You don't know where to look, right? Or what they did. No explanation. It could be just the way you look, just the way you sound, you got arrested, right? It could be anything. You wouldn't know, right? You're like a deer in a tail in the headlights of a car, right? Just shocked and frozen, right? Because you're trying to maneuver and trying to think, what am I supposed to do? Because I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get in trouble. I want to be good. I want to be very good to the point where I don't even be myself. I don't even know what it means to be myself because I'm trying to survive. That's all I'm trying to do, survive. So that's why this whole thing needs to be dismantled. We don't need plantation people overseeing us anymore. You understand me? The police job is over. Okay? The police job is over. We don't need you policing us. Okay? That's the whole point. The police job is over. Okay? We don't need that. We're not slaves. Right? We're human beings. And the other part of that is they need to change the law. You cannot try to change and say, okay, we're not going to have them chokehold you no more. We're not going to have you need them no more. No, you need to go into your law that you wrote in 1806 or 1861, one of those years, and stop calling us 3/5 of a human or 2/5 of a human. We're human. We're 100% human. Okay? That's it. We're 100% human, just like you consider other people of color, right? The only people of color that you do not consider are black people, right? So you consider Latinos human. You consider Indians human. You consider Asians human. You consider Chinese human. You consider all these other people of color human, except for black people, because you put them, you look at their charting, you have, of course, Caucasian and how the description goes. But when you come all the way down to the bottom of the last type of people, black people, we're not human. We are part human, part animal. So you've got to change that. That has to change. And we can fight for it and all this stuff, but them white people got to go in and change that law. Until you consider us human, this shit going to keep going, because until you write it down, that's where spirituality comes in. To manifest and make this happen, that is why stuff is written down. When it's written down, the universe takes that and manifests it. So that is why the law has to be rewritten. When it's rewritten, it goes into the universe and changes the frequency. So this is important. You've got to change the frequency through writing a new law and putting in we're 100% human, as you consider all other people of color human, right? You treat them as human. No matter what. They can fight you. They can hell no, you ain't gonna put them in a chokehold and kill them. You only do that to beings you don't even see as worth anything, because it has been written that way, so it enters your subconscious and you act it out. So subconsciously, this is what's going on, okay? So that is why on the spiritual plane, this is how we look. In the spiritual plane, one's got to go in and change that law so that the frequency changes and vibes on a higher level. Once we become 100% human, it vibrates out. Okay? Hi, Super Sharp with the man in the mirror. They must understand the race is human. Right. All human. If you consider everybody else human, and one of those races not human, y'all got an issue. There is an issue. So that is why, from a spiritual perspective, we got to raise our frequency, our consciousness really high. We have to raise it higher. We have to raise it so high above their frequency in order to then send in a team of people that will always go in and make sure there's the fairness of human rights. I'm not going into what religion or anything. We're just basically looking at to live on this particular planet in this vessel. This vessel is considered a human being. You've got to give that to everyone across the board, period. You're black and white. I'm black, white, Indian as well, but the only thing everybody gonna see is my black. They're not gonna see anything else, and that's the whole thing, so I wanted to just explain it and get that out, because so many people just they're a lot of white people are not getting it, and I understand that, because you're white, right? Your DNA and your consideration of how things have been written and the frequency behind that, you're not going to feel a damn thing, right? You're going to try, probably, for those who have a heart and a conscience, you're going to try, you're going to try and sympathize, but right now, don't want sympathy, want action. Want you to go in there and change what's supposed to be changed. You cannot tell us to chill out. You cannot tell us to, like I heard this one Karen say that you're not 400 years old, and I'm so sorry that has happened to you, but, you've got to just move on. Let's talk spirit. Every human being carries 7 generations in their blood, in their DNA. 7 generations. 7. Okay, so let's go back. 7. We're going back into the 1800s. And we're looking at right now. 7 generations. Right? 1800s, 1700s, 1600s. Some of us, right? Depending on our age. We're going back, right? So 7 generations is carried in a DNA. That is why when you do a DNA test, they can find out what tribe or what area you come from, what you got in you. If you got Nigerian mixed with German mixed with, Italian, and, what percentage, that's all in your DNA. Let's wake you the fuck up, okay? Let's wake you the fuck up. So, yes, you are a walking 400, 500, 600, 1,000 years old, because you are vibrating with 7 generations vibrating in your DNA. So let's wake the fuck up. When I hear stupidity, and where people don't read, people don't research, people don't find out before they talk. How you think you find when you do a DNA to discover who you are, how this happens? You're carrying generations in your DNA alone. So you are more than the current birth age when you come through. Okay? They don't consider, or they don't look at your DNA, you're really coming from this particular time period, because you're carrying that amount of DNA. Okay? The 7 generations in your DNA, and how far and wide and high and low that spans out. So, each human being in this current situation could be 400 years old, 500 years old, 1,000 years old in this current body based on your DNA and all that you're carrying. So stop the foolishness. Okay, stop the foolishness. So that is why when we are protesting, or we are feeling, or we're watching these things happening, we feel it so deeply, as if we're going through it, as if we are there going through it again and again. Okay, as if we've gone through it again and again and again. So that is why we have to really study and understand from spiritual perspective, this is what this is. Now, you came here, right, as spirit to have a human experience. We all have, right? You check your blueprint. What are you supposed to be experiencing? The things that you've gone through, those are the things that you wanted to experience, which builds your spirit up, right? Whatever it is that your spirit needs to build up or to feel or to express, that is what it is. It's in your blueprint. So if, like you said here, blacks are racist to me too, more than whites, because my mother is white, but I love being black and I love my white mother, I love my black father. Yeah, like I love every color that I got in my DNA, right? Every family member. Coming here, I'm not American, right? I wasn't born in America, but when I moved here, yes, I went through a whole lot of racism, especially from other black Americans. I have. But that goes into me seeing, now that I'm older, seeing that they don't know themselves. If I look at Africans coming from Africa or other blacks from other countries, their whole persona and character is totally different. How they are with each other is totally different than what I've seen with black Americans with each other, right? So there's a difference. There's a difference in things that probably Africans experience more differently than, say, black African Americans have or black Americans have. And so how they express themselves is totally different. So that is why I'm saying, like, we have to go beyond that, looking at our blueprint and seeing, okay, what I'm here to experience, right? It don't matter the color of your skin in all perspective. If I'm looking at this from a spiritual perspective, your color is beyond this. I'm looking at your spirit, your being, what you're expressing, what are you doing. There's some beings here that are here to just steal and snatch lives. That is what they're here to do. And some of them have come here without permission. And that's how you see the infiltration of these particular groups, such as the police department, has been infiltrated by the KKK. So the ones that are killing and whatever doing that are KKK members, okay, Antifa members, paid people to do these things. Okay, they're paid and infiltrated, or they considered bad cops. They're paid KKK members doing this. Remember, I just spoke on how this whole thing, police department, started. It started from the plantations of implementing KKK to be the policing on those plantations and off those plantations in order to create order or to protect the whites, because they were fearing revenge was going to happen. Okay, so do you think the KKK just left the police department after all that time? No. Okay, they continue to infiltrate, they continue to grow. Okay, so they continue to bring more and more KKKs into the police department, okay, into the police force, into police academy, and now they also have it in the military. They have KKKs infiltrated in the military. They go and get trained with the military. Wake up. Okay, this has not changed. The only difference is we're in 2020. We're no longer in the 1800s. We're in 2020, right? They got better armor, better guns, better cars, better everything. Okay, so we got to really open our eyes, right? I'm not American, but for me to go and study and look this up and really look at things, and you are here, you were born here, you guys got to see what's going on. Okay, you can't just like think like everything's just not the same anymore. No, That lineage continues. That KKK lineage continues. It's just that they're in a new suit. They're in a new uniform. But they are the same beings. And got to look at that. They're the same beings. They're just infiltrated in these forces, camouflage, and y'all don't know. The only way you know is if they're killing the lynching and killing black men, black women. You see other officers other officers are great officers, good officers, including I have a cousin who's an officer, right? I had an uncle who's an officer, right? So they're not all bad, no. You know, the ones that are bad, then you guys think, oh, KKK, right? You gotta think KKK, right? They're the only ones who would lynch and go crazy and be nonchalant, be like, yeah, I'm taking your life. Okay, I'm taking your life. Okay, without any remorse. Okay, without any feelings. So when you meet those type of people, or they come across and you see these videos, these are all KKKs. Antifa, Freemasons, they're all a part of this, okay? All a part of this. It's nothing new. It's just a new time and a new uniform. That's it. But the strategy is the same. Kill all the blacks, as many as possible. And you guys see it. There's videos, there's audio. You hear them. It's fuck those. You know, you hear it. They're saying it. They're telling you. Who are those? And then someone corrects them. Don't be talking like that, right? On the airway. Don't talk that over the airway, right? Who is that? KKK. Bye. So, I wanted to thank you for joining me, Super Sharpshooter. I wanted to just really open eyes this morning, right? That we have to raise our consciousness higher, no matter what. Raise it high. Raise it super high. Okay? Raise your consciousness higher. Okay? Vibrate higher. Because when you vibrate higher, it changes the frequency in the universe or in the earth plane. And that's what we want to do. Change the frequency in the earth plane. And when we change the frequency in the earth plane, hi, I love you too, sweetie. Change the frequency in the earth plane, then on the physical matter, these things will dismantle. As you see, a lot of it is dismantling, right? But the core of that, they got to change the law. The core is change the law and stop having blacks as 3/5 of the human and have them as 100% human. And that's what's up. All right, guys. So if you guys looking for intuitive reading or spiritual advice or spiritual coaching or whatever, let me know. I'm going to end this video and I'm going to come back with another video because I really wanted to talk about the spiritual classes I'm going to do or I'm planning to do. So let me link this up and then I'll come back with another video. Have a great morning, guys.